Bombing run.
These three comedian combatants will be doing 5-minute sets, and my mysterious comedian judge will decide who's Joker Ace in everyone's favorite game show, Bombing Run. Warning combatants, if you say the F or C word, Freddy the F-bomb will show up, bomb your set, and you cannot be Joker Ace. Let's meet our contestants. Contestant number 1.
Hey, I'm JD. I'm from the car in Oxnard.
Contestant number 2.
I'm Ryan Patrick, and I'm coming out of New Jersey.
Woo!
Right. Contestant number 3.
I'm Ryan Scott Kilpatrick. I didn't Kilpatrick. I'm from the great state of Pennsylvania in a city called Brotherly Love. Go Birds.
Woo!
Our first comedian combatant. Please welcome to the stage, JD Stephans, everybody.
Thank you. Hey, everyone. So I am in a really happy relationship, and I realized something about that. Happiness is terrible for your comedy. Okay. Nobody wants to hear about your joy. Like, get off the stage. Luckily, I contain multitudes, which is to say I'm still poor. I'm very poor. I don't know the statute of limitations on stealing toilet paper, so I won't say when this occurred. I will just say, okay, listen, have I found myself in situations where after performing at a place, I leave with more paperwork than I needed? Yes. But honestly, sometimes you like to take your paperwork to go, okay? And they don't know how much paper was needed. So, listen. Maybe there was a lot of ink, okay? Maybe there was a lot of ink. So I realized what was wrong with all of my other relationships. They were all men. It turns out I'm gay. Which is to say I have a very serious nut allergy.
Oh.
And it wasn't one of those ones where it's life-threatening, but it just kind of creeped up on you. And you're like, does this even make me happy? I'm pretty sure peanut butter is making me very miserable. Why is peanut butter in my life? And then you remove peanut butter and you go with jelly and you're like, suddenly life makes sense again. So aside from that, I want to go ahead and give a moment, just a moment to remember all of the men. Now, I won't say wonderful. That would be a lie. We'll just say the men. In my time on the dating apps, I received over 287 eggplant pictures.
Whoa.
Ooh.
Damn.
This many were asked for. This many. I asked for this many. I received 287.
Damn.
So what I would do is I would save them to my device immediately. And here's why. I'd share them with the next guy. But I always wanted to keep men humble. So I would always send, whenever I would receive one, I would send one back that was 2 sizes bigger. If you send me 4 inches, you're getting 6. If you send me 9 inches, you're getting a horse. That's how that works.
Oh, damn.
You got to keep the men humble. You know what I mean? One time I was hit up by this 19-year-old, and I was like, oh, listen, I'm 36. That's just gross. Okay. But I wanted to encourage him. So I was like, listen, you're too young for me, but I appreciate you, because he had messaged me, you're beautiful. That was a trap. Okay. That was a trap. He ended up going, I'm just trying to give MILF the young, strong eggplant it thirsts for when it's dry.
Oh, damn.
Thank you for thinking that I'm a MILF. I appreciate you. You got to look at the positives, okay? He called me a MILF. Thank you. And also, you're blocked. There was also the guy that I dated. The best thing we can say about him is he had 3 ducks. I do mean ducks. Was that the 1 minute, Aaron? That's the 1 minute.
Time's up.
Okay, cool. Thank you so much.
All right, let's give it up for JD Stephans, everybody.
Thank you.
Oh my gosh. JD,
Hey.
where can we find you on social media?
Yes, you can find me on Instagram at JDStephans. You can find me on Twitter, JD_Stephans, STEPHANS. No, I did not leave. I have a following.
Thank you so much, JD, for being our contestant number 1. Oh my gosh, so funny. Judge, oh, by the way, I forgot to introduce our judge for tonight. Everybody, please give a big round of applause for Judge in Jury. Judge in Jury. Their last name is Executioner.
Oh.
It's gonna be a bad night for somebody, I'm pretty sure. I don't know. No one has a death sentence, do they? It's Bombing Run. I mean, dear Lord, I named it after what my set, Bombing Run. That's how I got the name of this set. All right, we're good to go with the next comedian. So please welcome to the stage Ryan Patrick, everybody. Woo!
I might actually have a death sentence because my wife is currently putting our 3-year-old son to bed by herself. So if I don't die here, I'm going to die after this. Yes. It is 7:16. This is like the perfect time for comedy because stand-up comedy is actually a lot of really late nights. Like when I first started doing stand-up in the city, I'd be out 1 to 2 a.m. and my wife thought I was going out and cheating on her. So I brought her to one of my late night sets afterwards. And right after the show, she's like, wow, you are better off cheating on me. What are you doing with your life? Be an adult and get a side piece. It's weird. No, it's good that we can finally do stand-up in like clubs and with real crowds. Because during COVID, I was doing shows anywhere I could. And the worst show I did was at a strip club. And I did a strip club show, and I learned that I am not more entertaining than titties. There is a Dominican woman on stage named Diamond. The last thing that people in the crowd want to see is the Jersey Shore version of Spider-Man going up on stage.
Oh.
Yeah, no love. This 180-pound bag of Irish milk. What's even worse about that strip club show is I left a dinner with my in-laws to go to that show. I got up and they were like, where are you going, Rye? And I was on the spot and I didn't even lie. I was just like, I'm going to go do stand-up comedy at a strip club 3 towns away. And my wife and my mother-in-law, they were like, they didn't say anything. And my father-in-law puts his fork down, puts his napkin down, looks at me and goes, you're going to Flamingos? See if Kiki's working the bar. I'm like, as a man. So I'm actually doing that strip club show in 2 weeks because strip club shows are the only way my dad will come and see me. I saw my weird neighbor today. Do you guys have weird neighbors?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
everybody does. Just in case, if you don't have a weird neighbor, that means you probably are the weird neighbor.
Yeah.
But my weird neighbor, he isn't very good with words. Like when I first met him, we were talking about music, and I was like, "Oh, do you like rap? Do you like hip hop? Do you like reggaeton?" And he was like, "Hell yeah, bro! I love all kinds of pasta." I'm like, "That's not." And we did yard work at the same time the one day, and I was complaining about how my back's sore. And he's like, you know, you need to do, bro, you need to go into New York City. You got to get one of those deep tissue rub downs by one of those, what are they called? Misogynists. I'm like, I don't think, do we have any misogynists in here? I just want to make sure. No. Okay, cool. Cool. Good stuff. So stupid. I don't know if you could tell. I have a lot of youth pastor energy, is what people like to say. It kind of looks like I'm ready to just tell people to dab on the devil. Yeah, really, really dumb. I don't know. Yeah, I'll fight sexual urges. No. I have a 3-year-old son, and he's at the age right now where everything he does, it's like he's auditioning for the show Jackass. My buddy will bring his daughter over, and he'll be like, "Oh, my daughter, this morning for the first time she tasted avocado. What about your son, Ryan?" I'm like, "Oh, this morning my son for the first time tasted electricity." It just went back for seconds. He's like a little Bam Margera. It's and it's weird now because I'm the man of the house. It's me, my wife, and my son. And like, I'm not tough at all. Like, if I was in a fraternity, it'd be called beta, beta, beta. You know, I don't have any weapons. I'm thinking about getting a gun. I asked my neighbor, my weird neighbor, if I should get a weapon. He's like, "Yeah, man, you should get a Desert Seagull." I'm like, I don't think that's what it's called at all. It's weird though, because like I feel like I have to get something, because if somebody breaks into into our house, I'm the first line of defense. And half of my brain is like, will say to myself, I'll be like, you got to do whatever it takes to protect your wife. But the other half of my brain is like, you're a lot faster than your wife. So, all right, guys, that's my time.
All right, let's give it up for Ryan Patrick, everybody. And Ryan, where can we find you on social media?
You can find me on Instagram at Ryan Patrick Comic.
Sweet. Thank you so much, Ryan. You're so funny. And it's not a desert seagull, it's a desert flamingo. Everybody get that right. Oh, that's good. Oh, sweet. Judge and jury, they don't waste any time. They're ready to execute the next comedian coming up to the stage. All right. So please welcome to the stage a very funny comedian, Ryan Scot Kilpatrick, everybody. Woo!
Hey, yo.
Don't adjust your screen. I'm a little tanner than the previous Ryan Patrick. A little aggressive. We have a lot in common, actually. I got myself a weapon recently. I got a machete, and yeah, I cut myself yesterday on that. So that worked out pretty well for me. So the idea of me being a comic, I'm going to say some things that might offend some people. Like, for example, why do Black people like eating soup? It's the only time you can drown a cracker. But here's it did not use the hard R. And I would like to say that there's a universal term. I've been salty my entire life. I identify as saltine. Now, if people come at me on social media, just understand my mom is watching. She's from the south side of Chicago. She's not a fighter. She's a shooter. Is really, really, really gangster. So gangster, on her way to defend her dissertation for psychology, she decided to get 2 master's degrees. One of the white men call her master twice. So my mom was so gangster, she named me Ryan Scot Kilpatrick. Think about that. And she charged me 25 cents every time when I was little if I didn't speak proper English. Now, to this day, I'm still $75,000 in debt. But so I speak good English. My name is Ryan Scott Kilpatrick. Oh, I'm getting the job. When they see the resume, I'm getting the job. They're expecting a redheaded, freckle-faced kid to show up. And I'm like, when I show up, they're like, no, Daquan, we're not ready for you. No, Ryan Scott Kilpatrick. That's me. Other than what I say, and laughter is considered a heckle. If you've ever wanted to see some of the best hecklers in the history of heckledom, go to a black church on Sunday morning. Yes, Lord. Hallelujah. Thank you, Jesus. That's how it used to be. Now it's like, facts. Dead ass. Satan don't want no smoke. Satan don't know. Let's think about that. People in the 666 area code don't give a fuck about smoke. They're more immune to smoke than Shadrach, Meshach, and that bad Negro. Oh, and one that I love, say less. Now, I don't know about you guys. My grandfather was a pastor. He's aggressively talented, just like myself. They don't say less. They say more. They say a lot more. Speaking of racially charged terms, I found out a new one recently. A word that starts with K, ends with an E, that you never want to say around Jewish people. Kanye. There's so many of them. We gotta be nice to those people. And someone should have told Kanye to say less. Because it's funny, he tried to sell his shoes to Skechers, which made so much sense because he's sketchy and he should be the face of Skechers as long as he's in his blackface. But Kanye, whoa, hey man, screw Kanye. Kanye should say less because now he's going to try to sell his shoes to pay less, and they're going to less, a lot less. Any Catholics in the house?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I accidentally dated a white girl once, and I got to go to a Catholic church. It was a great experience. But they got you doing a lot of activities. It's like stand up, sit down, light a candle, rape a kid, drink some wine, read a scripture, sing a hymn, sing a song. Then they were like, kneel. I thought that was like a get out situation. I was the only black person in the church. When they said kneel, I was like, they're trying to get me. I mean, how did kneeling work out for Colin Kaepernick? He lost his job. How did kneeling work out for Ned Stark? Got his head put on a spike. How did kneeling work out for most men who, Derek Chauvin got him 25 to life? How did kneeling work out for most men like Ryan Patrick who get on one knee and tell that special someone that you love them and you want to spend the rest of your life with them? Guy's got a death sentence. All right. So when they said kneel, I stood up, I put my hand over my heart, and I said, God bless America, land that I love. That's my time, I believe, everyone. Thank you so much. You guys have been fantastic.
All right, let's give it up to Ryan Scott Kilpatrick, everyone. And Ryan, where can we find you on social media?
K as in Kilo, C as in Charlie, G as in George, KCGENT 37 on Instagram.
Sweet. Thank you so much. He was very funny. Let's give him a big round of applause. Let's give a big round of applause for our comedian combatants for game number 1. Season 4 of game number 1, actually. This is the kickoff of 2023. We're just doing season 4. Yes. 4 seasons of Bombing Run. It's amazing.
Wow.
All right. Now is the time for me to find out from the judge and jury and possibly the executioner who's going to be our Joker Ace for game number 1. Now, please, everyone will have to stay tuned because game number 2 will be right after this one. And 2 Joker Aces will be battling in dogfight right after that, game number 2. All right. No, you can't do that to the comedians. Okay. All right, so now I know who is the winner of Bombing Run Season 4, game number 1 of it is really that's against the Geneva Convention. I'm sorry, I can't tell you. No, actually, Joker Ace for game number 1, season 4 is Ryan Patrick, everyone. Woo!
Hey.
All right, Ryan, stick around. You get to play Dogfight against the next Joker Ace. And let me explain Dogfight. It's a 3-minute set, so you better have your good 3-minute setup ready to go. All right. Thank you so much. We're going to end this episode. So for me, judge and jury, and my Sergeant Minion, who's been doing all the technical stuff, this has been an Oddly Funny production. Thank you.
Woo! Woo!
This has been an Oddly Funny production.